Hey guys, this is a walkthrough of the 2017 Methods Exam 2 multiple choice section. So question 1. Let f be a function such that f of x is 5 sine 2x minus 1. The period and range of this function are. So the period is 2 pi over n, which is 2. So 2 pi over 2, which is pi. The range is minus 1 minus 5 to minus 1 plus 5, which is negative 64. So option C. Question 2. Part of the graph of a cubic polynomial function f and the coordinates of its stationary points are shown below. F dash of x is less than 0 for the interval, so in other words, the gradient is negative in this region, which is from minus 3 to 513. So option D. Okay, question 3. The box contains 5 red marbles and 3 yellow marbles. 2 marbles are drawn at random from the box without replacement. Okay, without replacement, keyword. The probability that the marbles are of different colours, so you can get a red then a white, red then a yellow, or yellow then a red. So probability of red then a yellow is 5 on 8 times 3 on 7, since you don't replace, which is 15 on 56. Probability of yellow then a red is 3 on 8 times 5 on 7, which is 15 on 56. So add them, you get 30 on 56, which simplifies to 15 on 28. So option C. Question 4. Let f and g be functions such that f of 2 is equal to 5, f of 3 is equal to 4, g of 2 is equal to 5, g of 3 is equal to 2, and g of 4 is equal to 1. The value of f of g of 3 is. So this is simply putting g of 3 into f. And we know that g of 3 is 2, so it's putting 2 into f, so f of 2, which we're told is 5. So option E. Question 5. The 95% confidence interval for the proportion of ferry tickets that are cancelled on the intended departure day is calculated from a large sample to be 0.039 to 0.121. The sample proportion from which this interval was constructed is, so we add them and divide it all by 2, so 0.08, option A. Question 6. Part of the graph of the function f is shown below. The same scale has been used on both axes. So the corresponding part of the graph of its inverse function is best represented by. So this is the original, the line y equals x, reflected along that line. So it's option C, since this is reflected, so it changes to that. Yeah. So C. Question 7. The equation p minus 1x squared plus 4x equals 5 minus p has no real roots when. So p minus 1x squared plus 4x, take it to the outside, minus 5 plus p. Get the discriminant, which is 16 minus 4 times a times c, and it's less than 0 because you've got no real roots. Simplify. But notice how we're dividing by negative, so we've got to flip the sign. So that becomes p squared minus 6p plus 1 less than becomes greater than 0. So option B. Question 8. If y equals a to the power of b minus 4x plus 2, where a greater than 0, then x is equal to. So take 2 to the other side, y minus 2, b minus 4x is log a of y minus 2, take b to the other side, make that a positive, so that becomes a negative, that becomes a positive all over 4, so this becomes minus log a by 4, plus b by 4, b over 4 got there, by 4, minus log a by 4 is a, so it's option A. And you can also verify it on the CAS by doing the judge test. Question 9. The average rate of change of the function with rule fx equals x squared minus 2x over the interval 1a is, where a greater than 1 is 8, so find a. You know that f of a minus f of 1 by a minus 1 is 8, f of a is a squared minus 2a, f of 1 is negative 1, so yep, a squared minus 2a minus negative 1 over by a minus 1 is plus 8. Simplify, and then we solve for a, so a is 9. So option A. Question 10. The transformation with the rule of this maps the graph of y equals 3 sine 2 x plus pi on 4 onto the graph of, so to find the transformations, x dash is 2x, so x is x dash on 2, y dash is y on 3, so y is 3 into y dash. So y equals 3 sine 2, x is x by 2 plus pi on 4, simplify that, multiply 2 by that, and then all over 3, so then you get sine 4x plus 2 pi over 4. But notice how none of the options are that. So all you got to do is, using the CAS calculator, simply got to enter sine 4x plus 2 pi on 4. Whoops. Click the simplify button and it gives you cos x. So it's option D. Okay, question 11. The function with rule fx equals x cubed plus x squared plus bx has a local maximum at x equals -1 and a local minimum at x equals 3. So find a and b. So find the derivative is equal to 0 at x equals -1 and 3. So -1 squared is 1. Sub it in, simplifies to that. And then when x equals 3, 3 squared is 9. Then it simplifies to that. So then, using the simultaneous equations, take a minus, so 3 minus 27, negative 24, minus 6a, b minus b is 0 equals 0, so negative 8a is 24, so a is equal to -3, sub it into either of these, and you get b equals -9. So it's option D. Question 12. The sum of the solutions of sine 2x equals root 3 on 2 over the interval minus pi to d is minus pi. The value of d could be. So this is a question where you got to do trial and error. So you got to enter each of the options and try it out. So with these questions, it's always recommended to start with C, go down to D and E, and then work your way back to A and B. So in this case we got lucky because it's C, so simply solve this on your CAS with D is 3 pi on 4, and then add the solution, then you should get negative pi. Yeah, but if C wasn't the case, we'd try it, but in this case, it's C, so we're lucky. Question 13. Let hx equals 1 over x minus 1, which of the following statements about h is not true? Again, this is one you've got to do on your CAS, so just define hx, type in the left hand side for each, type in the right hand side, see if they're equal, yeah, and this one's which is not true, so it's option E, so all the others are true. Question 14. The random variable x has the following probability distribution where p is from 0 to 1 on 3. The variance of x's, so find the expected value, 1 minus 4p, the expected value squared, that squared times that plus that squared times that, 1 minus 2p, so the variance of the expected value of x squared minus the expected value of the whole squared, so that minus that the whole squared, which simplifies to 6p minus 16p squared, which is option D. Question 15. The rectangle ABCD has vertices A, 0, 0, B, U0, C, UV, and D, UV, where UV lies on the graph of y equals minus x cubed plus 8, shown below. Let's get area is x times y, which is u times v, or u is x times v, which is y in terms of x, is minus x cubed plus 8, which is minus x to the power 4 plus 8x. Find the derivative. So it's negative 4x cubed plus 8, let it equals 0, so x is 2 to the power 1 by 3. Sub it back in the original area, you get 6 times cube root of 2. So option B. Question 16. For random samples of 5 Australians, pCap is a random variable that represents the proportion who live in a capital city. Given that probability pCap is 0, so it's 1 on 2 is 43, then probability pCap greater than 0.6 is... So the probability that pCap is 0 is the same as x is 0, which is 5c0, p to the power 0, q to the power 5, where q is 1 minus p. We're told that that's 1 over 243. 5c0 is 1, p to the power 0 is 1. So really, we're solving 1 minus p to the power 5 is 1 over 243. We get, so do it on the CAS, p is 2 on 3, so then we get a binomial distribution, sample of 5, success of 2 on 3. And the probability pCap is more than 0.6 is, well, 0.6 times 5, the sample size is 3. So the probability x is greater than 3, which is x is greater than or equal to 4, which is 0.4609. Do it on CAS again. Option C. Okay, question 17. So the graph of the function where f of minus x is f of x is shown below. X-intercepts are a0, b0, c0, and d0 only. The area bound by the curve is... So, since f of minus x is f of x, b plus c, well, let's assign some values. B was minus 2, then c is 2, because f minus x is fx. So then minus 2 plus 2 is equal to 0. So option D says it's 2 times this area, because this is the same as that. That minus 2 times this area, because it's minus the bottom. But notice how it says minus 2 times b plus c in b. Minus 2 times 0 in b, because b plus c is actually 0. Because if we assign two values, like b is minus 2, c is 2, negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Since f minus x is f of x. So minus 2 times this, because this is also, it's option D, a little bit of a trick. Question 18. Let x be a discrete random variable with a binomial distribution x belongs to np. The mean and standard deviation are equal. Given that p is from 0 to 1, the smallest number of trials n, such that p is less than or equal to 0.01. So mean is equal to standard deviation. P is less than or equal to 0.01, so let's just say p is 0.1, sub it in to the formula, and then solve for n, so it's 99. So it's option D. Question 19. The probability density function is given by cos x plus 1, x is from k to k plus 1, or k is from 0 to 2. The value of k is, again, this is one where you can solve it on the CAS, but it doesn't really work. Like, mine was giving me an error a few times, so I just did the old trial and error. Again, start with C. Nothing really hard, just got to enter k's each of them, and then if it spits out 1, then it's a PDF. So it's option D. For simplicity's sake, not like we need to try any of the others, but B also, when k was equal to that, it also gave you 1. But this value is greater than 2, which doesn't fit the domain restriction, hence it's only option D, which works. Question 20. The graph of fx is cos x from 0 to pi on 2, and gx is root 3 sin x from 0 to pi on 2 are shown below. The graph intersect at point B. The ratio of the area of the shaded region to the area of the triangle OAB is. So the area of the triangle is half the base times height, where the base is pi on 2 and the height is, well, the y coordinate of the point of intersection. So the point of intersection we can do on the CAS. So root 3 sin x is cos x from 0 to pi on 2. That gives you the, and then that's the x coordinate, sub it into either of those equations to get the y coordinate, because the height, half base times height is half pi on 2 times root 3 on 2, that's the height, which is root 3 pi on 8. Shaded region. This shaded region is bound by the cos axis, bound by cos x and the x-axis, so from pi on 2 to pi on 6, cos x dx, which is a half. This half is pi on 6 is 0, this time is root 3 sin x, which gives root 3 minus 3 on 2. Add them, so then the total area of the shaded region is root 3 minus 1. Then the ratio of the shaded region triangle is root 3 minus 1 to root 3 pi on 8.